Yeah, everybody. I don't know who's watching, who's going to watch, but we are here doing a Russo's recap. As you can see, look at this. Look at this stuff. Yeah, Mike Russo. That's my name. Check out this red face. Horrible. Why? Because I don't put sunscreen. So you can see me burnt or you can see me white. It's the only choices you have, burnt or white. I have no medium. I'm not like my family. They get all nice and tanned. I don't get nice and tanned. Well, here we are doing a one on a Monday night due to some scheduling conflicts I've had. Tuesday's recap is I pop in at the end. It's no longer really it's called my show, but it's really not. So we're trying to do this one based on the Sunday games and talk about what happened, what our thoughts are, the stats that went with those games. Of course, we'll be talking a little bit about that. We're going to get into it real heavily. I'm waiting on my good friend John Nast, of course, the owner, operator, and proprietary owner. Probably said all that wrong. Is John Nast. He is the man in charge of it all. He's the one that sets it up. He's the one that makes it look pretty. And he is the one that gives me an opportunity to talk to people out there like you guys that always watch. And we appreciate you guys coming to all of our shows. Today being the recap. Tomorrow is our show with recap and other important sports things. Wednesday, we have the Fantasy Bros, which is about fantasy football. They're always taking care of you on that thing. Friday night, of course, is our most popular stream at the moment, which is the movie night. It has Mr. Nast, myself, Sam, and Andrea. And we have material every week, and we kind of give you a heads up on Friday about what we're going to be talking about next Friday, which is a good thing. I would have to check with them because I think this week's topic is Star Wars, but I'm not 100% positive. So I'm going to have to definitely double check with them on exactly what we talked about, because unfortunately I may have had an emergency plan come up, and that would prevent me from being there at movie night. And Star Wars, of course, was my idea, which is, it's funny when it's my idea and then I can't even get there. It's funny as all heck. Well, everybody, it's good to see you. John's going to be on soon. I'm going to pop in, check some of the games I only watched the highlights of. So sorry about that. The first game, I guess, that I'll talk about, John can add to it when he gets here, is Tampa Bay's loss to the Packers at home. My heart wanted to go with the Packers because I don't like Tom Brady. I've always made it known that I don't like Tom Brady. So it's not so much that, he's a great quarterback, and I know he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I have some other issues with him, but we're not going to talk about that right now. I thought it was a great win. I think, honestly, over the first three games, I think that, unfortunately, I say this, and I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for it, is Tom Brady seems to have lost a step because he put that ball for the 2-point conversion. He threw a pretty good pass, but not Brady-style pass. And, of course, it bounced harmlessly to the ground, thus preserving the win on their failed 2-point conversion. So I don't know how all of you feel about that. No idea. So hopefully somebody will be chatting soon or marking something for myself so that I can answer questions or bring it up. Where's it at? Yeah, wrong game. And I brought up the wrong game. How funny is that? Where the heck is it? Oh, here we are. Of course we are. Okay, we had Ryan Rodgers. I'm checking out. He threw for 255 yards on 27 of 35 passing, 2 touchdowns. He threw a pick. He got sacked once. Not horrible stats. Not the greatest QB ranking at 71.9, but, he did a good job. Brady, on the other hand, was 31 of 42, 271 yards, 1 touchdown, got sacked 3 times. And a bad rating for him is 55.7. But Tom Brady's never had, what I would like to say is he's never really cared about that number. He doesn't care about that number at all. He's all about the win, getting the win, and everything else. So his quarterback ranking has never mattered. As a matter of fact, I don't even know why I bring up the rankings, because I'm like, are you serious? Like, that number really, that's great when you have 150 and everyone points it out, but I'm just about getting the job done as well. So I don't even know why I brought up the quarterback rankings, because nope. But yeah, Brady looked like he lost a step to me. He was never the most agile passer. The protection, getting sacked 3 times doesn't sound like a lot to a lot of people, but Brady doesn't usually take sacks. He usually finds somebody. And I know that the injury bug has hit them a little bit harder. They've lost some key receivers. Julio Jones is out, of course, and his other wide receiver is out. And for some reason, I can't remember who it is. Is it? I think it's no. Logan Ryan's out. That is true. They're starting safety, which that also affects everything. But I don't know. I watched that game and I just felt like the Bucks as a whole were a step behind, and usually Brady's able to help them take that to the next level so that you don't have all that he makes up for people's weaknesses. I mean, for anything else. Here we go. I got Lolo on here. Yeah, John Nass. Yeah, John, get down in here. But Brady is washed up. Is he finally washed up? And Lolo's out there. Yeah, Evans is out. Thank you, sir. Thanks, Lolo. I wouldn't know what to do without you because I'm looking and I forgot who was out. So I appreciate that. And Brady is trash. I don't think they win this year, to be honest with you guys. I don't think Tampa Bay, they may make the playoffs. I don't see them winning the whole thing. They don't have the depth that they had 2 years ago when they won it. That's my opinion. As always, all these views are my opinion. Whether you agree or don't disagree, it's fine. I got no problem with that. But like I said, everyone's posted about Brady. Like I said, I don't want to get into why I don't like Tom Brady. It's just that there's a lot more to him than it's 7 rings. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm not going to bring it up again. All right. So, Fournette, not really effective. I mean, 35 yards and 12 carries. As long as with 6 yards, that's not going to get it done. Neither is, even Jones and Dillon for the Green Bay Packers to combine. They only had like 68 yards, and Jones was with 10 and Dillon's was 7 for the longest runs from scrimmage. I mean, you need to get better protection out of your run game. I know this is a pass happy league. Personally, I think if Brady had to throw 42 times, that's too many to me. 35 for Aaron Rodgers. That's where the cap should be. I know Brady's trying to live this ageless dream, and that's cool and all. It's cool and all, but I don't think he should be passing 42 times. You got to get some, help with him on the ground game. Your receivers are good, but they're only so many. I mean, so that's all I have to say about that game. If John gets in here, maybe he'd want to go back and talk about that game more. That's all I'm going to say. It was just not a good game. Sloppy on both sides, really. But, it was not like the Packers blew them out or anything. It was just weird to see the half end with 3 points for Tampa. That was just weird. Let's see. Let's go. We're going to just go up from there. No, we'll do the last game that we did, the 49ers Bronco game. Although he's on his way home from work, sir. He will be here as soon as he gets home. He's on his phone right now, but he's coming from work. He usually is the one that runs this thing. And I just make silly, dumb comments, but I have to be serious for a minute, or as serious as I'm going to get. San Francisco winning at Denver. Talk about sloppy. Holy cow. I don't know how Denver, the gods are smiling. Football gods are smiling because Denver never should have won that game. San Francisco played poorly, but they should have won easily. Don't understand what was going on there. That game was all over the place. And how they finished it there at the end, it's not something you see every day. And is it Lolo or Lalo? Mr. Morales, I'll just call you that. Do you want me to wait till John gets here? I don't want to, if I'm not who you expected, I can put it on pause for a while. I don't want to disappoint you. John's much more of a leader when it comes to keeping things on point. Anyways, quick stats. Garoppolo went 18 of 29 for 211, touchdown and interception. And he got sacked 4 times for a 32-yard loss. I'm not going to go over quarterback rating anymore because, like I said earlier, it's just not the most telling of stats to me, at least to me. Thanks, Lola. I appreciate that, man. Mr. Morales, I appreciate it. I'm trying. My first time going solo for a little bit. But I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Russell Wilson, 12 of 33, 184, no TDs and, no picks, but he was sacked 4 times. Both of the quarterbacks were under harassment, most of the day, from what I see. I only watched part of that game. I watched the last 10 minutes of the thing because of how it ended. And that was crazy. I mean, like crazy. If anyone, was there for the whole game, let me know how crazy it was in the beginning, because I can't imagine how it was, how they scored. I don't know. Anybody else got any views? Please pop them in, pop in the chat there. San Francisco's rushing. Wilson had 12 carries for 75 yards, broke them for 37, which was nice. On the other side, 15 carries for Williams, 58 yards, 16 was his long. Gordon the third came in, 12 carries, 26 yards, 1 TD, but like only six yards long. I don't know why there's a beeping in my ear. John Nass is in the house. There he is. John is back.
Sorry, everybody. I just got back from Washington. They called it. He was up in the aisles. Sorry.
John is back.
He was crying. I had to go clean up the mess that he left in the locker room from taking the shit on that field yesterday. I apologize. I will donate a quarter for that. How are you doing tonight, everybody? Sorry I'm late. Mike can run the show without me, apparently. So,
try.
Here we go.
Mr. Morales has helped my confidence. Well, we're on the Denver San Francisco 49ers game. It ended. It was a sloppy. I watched, like I said, the last 10 minutes. I said to everybody that's watching, but yeah, he that's the sloppiest ending to a game I think I've seen in a good couple of years at least.
Oh, hands down, that was a atrocious game to actually stay up and watch. I mean, I watched some of it, but it just got so boring. Like, it's back and forth at 7-5. Like, what kind of show is that for a while? And like, I really couldn't get into it. I'm very disappointed with how Denver's performing this year. I think they're underperforming, and if they don't,
I agree with John.
Don't step it up, that Nathan Hackett head coach might be out sooner than later. But
it's true, for the money they spent. Hopefully Wilson starts clicking with everybody.
Is it Wilson or is it the coach?
Good point, John.
So
that is a good point.
And then I heard you talk about the Tampa Bay Green Bay game. Not much really to say. They were 14-12. Brady didn't look himself, obviously. Rodgers had an off game. Like, we both knew it was going to be a pretty back and forth game, but when you take all the weapons out of it, there's nobody left on the field. Who's supposed to catch the ball?
Yeah, Mr. Morales helped me out with the Evans is out. I forgot which receiver other than Julio that was out.
Yeah, Evans was suspended. I don't know if Russell Gage played or not. So, yeah, there's multiple weapons that Tom Brady didn't have in that game, and it showed.
Did Gage not play? He may not have.
He was questionable. That's all I know. So,
all right, we'll move on. We can move on from there. I already did some stats.
All right, well, if you don't mind, let me praise my Philadelphia Eagles and my Philadelphia Eagles fan base. If you want to talk about a complete takeover of a stadium, you should have been in Washington yet.
Is that where we're moving to? You're going right to the Eagles game, really?
Oh, I'm hyped up about it. So
I didn't even know you were an Eagles fan. There he is.
I'll just talk like this for the rest of the night. How's that?
John, one of these times though, I have a Carson Wentz bobblehead. We got to destroy that on live television.
Fine by me.
Or have some funny skit where he throws nothing but interceptions. No, Mr. Morales is saying yes. That is, I know. Look at that. He's right.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you want to go to that conference, like besides for one team in that division who I was very let down by yesterday, they were all really good games. The Los Angeles Chargers got destroyed at home.
A lot of upsets.
By the Jacksonville Jaguars, 38-13 in a home stadium.
We're not on that game yet.
I'm reading a lot of those comments.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
So
no, I'm just joking with you, John.
Oh, I know, but like he's right. The AFC West is supposed to be the go-to division this year, and to see 3 or 4 teams lose on one given Sunday is mind-blowing. Especially since Kansas City was in Indianapolis. Like I said, the Chargers were home, Denver was home, and Las Vegas was in Tennessee. So 2-2, 2 at home, 2 on the road. So depends how you look at it.
Also, I just want to interject this to everybody. Starting next week on the football shows, I don't know if John's going to do it for the Fantasy Bros, but any of the recap shows that we do Monday and Tuesday, if you join us for the live stream and you participate, you automatically get put into a drawing for the new Madden edition, the more expensive edition of Madden 23 can be yours. We're going to run that promotion from next week until the end of October. So, refer people, like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Make sure you comment in our chat. You got to have a comment. Mr. Morales, you'll be in the drawing for sure next week when we start it. John and I talked about this, so I'm pretty sure John is down with this. We talked about it, right?
Yeah, I think, well, I'm with you 100%. I think we're going to gear to not so much sports anymore. We have a couple of different segments we're on at this week.
No, I said that. I said on Tuesday when we started. The Tuesday is like supposed to be my recap show, but we run a different recap and we go over other sports on Tuesday. Tonight's the Russo recap. So anytime that we're under that banner, I think people that like, share, and subscribe and comment in the chat should be into the drawing. John, you're down. Yeah. We talked about it. So are you good with that?
Yeah.
Sorry, people online because I didn't text John.
There's another one entry for you. Mr. Curtis is in the building.
Curtis in the building.
I know he's flying high today. His Dolphins are 3-0, so one of only 3 teams left undefeated in the whole entire league.
Mr. Morales? Is it Lalo or Lolo?
Lalo.
Oh, I got it.
So
can I call you Mr. Morales? I just like calling you Mr. Morales.
I mean,
other people. I'm gonna call Curtis, but when I see Morales there, I think it's got to be said like that. It's got to be said, Mr. Morales.
He's giving you a shout out saying hello, Michael.
Curtis.
Michael, Mike, whatever you guys want to call him, Madman. No, I'm not the boss. I'm not the boss tonight, Curtis. This is all Russo's recap. This is all Mike.
No. John keeps me focused.
I keep you in line.
Once again, Mr. Lalo was very, very, very keeping me pumped up there a little while ago. Okay, well, John, we're at your game, Eagles-Washington. What do you want to talk about? Let's talk about the stats real quick, people, and we'll get John's thoughts because he was there live, broadcasted earlier, and he was there early, and he had a special thing on his way out of the stadium where he told you pretty much how he felt about the thrashing that we put on Washington.
I mean, if people could understand what I was saying, my throat was killing me. I'm not going to lie from yelling the whole game.
Yeah, John has a lot to tell you about that experience, but let me just run it through you. Jalen Hurts went 22 of 35 for 340 yards, 3 TDs, and no picks, but was sacked 3 times, but not bad. Like I said, I'm not doing QBR rankings anymore, John. I just don't think that's, to me personally, that stat is just not.
It's not relevant. You're good.
Okay. And then on the other side, Carson. Okay, sorry, I got to be impartial. Carson Wentz, 25 of 43. Way too many times that he should ever be passing. 211 yards, no touchdown, no interceptions. Was sacked 9 times. 9 times. 9. Let that sink in. 9 times.
Hey, and how about while you're at it? They had 9 sacks. How many points did they have?
That would be
8.
Only 8 points, and 2 of that was on a safety.
Yeah.
So
if you ask me, it should have been a shutout, but go ahead.
Should have been. Miles Sanders I'll just run down each team's stats first, and then I'll go on the other side. It might be easier. Sanders went 15 carries, 46 yards. He broke one off for 13. I watched that game. He could be with Jalen Hurts running as much as he did. He went 9 for 20 yards. With those guys all contributing in the run game, that 66 yards through those 2 guys. I know that Gainwell, Pascal, and Scott had some running, but it's got to be better in my opinion. Still got to be better, even though we killed him. Still got to be better.
I mean, being there live, you could. Miles Sanders was jump dancing too much. Just hit the damn hole and go.
Go. On receiving end, well, as everybody knows that watched the game or is a huge Eagles fan, 8 for 169, a touchdown, broke off a 45-yarder.
Mr. Devontae Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
On 12 targets. What?
I said Mr. Devontae Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. A.J. Brown, the free agent pickup, who the Titans luckily didn't re-sign because he'd be in purgatory up there. He had 5 receptions for 85 yards and a touchdown. He broke one off for 38. He had 10 targets. I don't know much about Cal Katera.
He's a third-string tight end. He's a rookie draft pick out of SMU this year. 1
catch, 1 target, 40 yards. I also, then Goddard, who I was afraid was going to be injured, he ended it with 3 for 26 yards and a touchdown on 4 targets. So, I hope he's not going to have I hope he's going to be there next week. I haven't seen the update on his health yet.
I haven't either. I have to take a look. But
And you had Pasco with 3 receptions for 18 yards.
And they were hard fought 18 yards, I might add.
Yeah, it was a 13. Yeah, his big one was a 13 long one. We fumbled, but we luckily recovered it. Right?
Hmm.
We only fumbled once, right? Covey's the one that fumbled.
Yeah, he mucked the punt.
Defensively, TJ Edwards with a sack. We had Brandon Graham with 2.5 sacks. Monster day for him. Reddick was awesome. 1.5 sacks. You got Cox with 1.5 sacks. You got Sweat with 1.5 sacks as well. 1 for Hargrave. I mean, the sacks were aplenty, and they were out in style. John, tell us about it.
It was just a crazy atmosphere to begin with. Felt like a home game. That's what everybody's been saying. And being there in person, it felt like a home game. You had the loud, rambunctious crowds like chanting all the time, Carson sucks, Carson sucks. You could tell that Washington was bothered by it.
I love this, Mr. Morales. I love it.
I wish I couldn't get that close, but I did have some really good seats.
I think it's funny.
The fans of Philly did a very nice job with that whole trip.
That's great.
So
that was awesome.
To
be fair, no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say, to be fair, I'm going to run down the other side. So let me know when you're ready to flip over there, John, after you tell them about the dominant stuff. You want to stay on defense or no?
No, go ahead.
Everything was great. It was all good. It's unfortunately, Washington isn't a good judge of how our secondary is. Our secondary didn't have to work super hard yesterday, but they still did a phenomenal job taking care of nobody getting the ball, which was great. Yeah. I do wish on the defensive end that the Eagles would blitz a little bit more. I mean, they showed a little bit more in this game. I would like to see one or two more creatively done blitzes like Mr. Johnson used to do in the past. I'd love to see something creatively in the sack game happen for the Eagles. That's my personal opinion is always about the defense. Any word there, John?
Well, the interesting part of that, though, yes, they had 9 sacks, but put it to you this way. I read an article this morning. 7 of those 9 sacks were just the front 4 rushing. So if you don't really need to blitz them, like if you have that strong of a front 4 on a daily basis, why blitz?
No, I agree. No, I agree.
But they can hold back the 4. You don't need to blitz.
No, I agree, John. I agree. I was just saying that I agree. You don't have to spend extra guys, but there were some blitzes in that game that I thought were pretty well disguised. They had a delay blitz, which I love. I like blitzes. I do. I really am a Jim Johnson lover. So I'm a big guy on sacks. But John is 100% correctly. If your front 4 can get there, your other guys can just be in coverage.
Yeah.
Cuts off a lot of stuff. Come on, people, come back. What do we only got 2 viewers? Come on, we had 5. Get up there. Get back over here. Okay. Washington, real quick. Passing. Wentz went 25 of 43 for 211 yards. He should not be passing that much. I already went over that 9 times sacks. Rushing, Gibson with the 12 carries, 38 yards on a touchdown. 11 was the biggest one he broke off. 11 yards. Carson Wentz ran 3 times for 22 yards. You had Samuel 3 for 13. But their rushing, if you add it up, only 87 yards on the ground. Now, the Eagles were much better at 72. We carried that we had 8 more snaps that were rushing plays. So as for receiving, I mean, McLaurin was at times, he looked like he was unstoppable. He should get more touches, 6 receptions for 102 yards. He broke up a 45 one there on 9 targets. I felt was great. Samuel was great for them too. 7 for 48 on 9 targets. He was great. And then you had Mine and Dotson chipping in there as well. So the Washington receiving core, I mean, that McLaurin is a pretty good, at least what I saw, a pretty good receiver.
I mean, honestly, I think what holds Washington back is they have a lot of injuries on that defense. But if you get people back, I think Carson can hold his own, and he has the weapons on that offense to put up big numbers.
I think so too.
You got Dotson, Samuel, and McLaurin, 3 awesome all-possession wide receivers. Gibson is almost like another little Kenny Gainwell. He's a running back receiver out of the backfield. So, if you want my honest opinion, in my say of him being new, he didn't score a touchdown.
No.
If you watch the replay, he got tackled at the 1-yard line. That ball never broke the plane.
It's crazy. I agree.
Eagles
Wentz
should have
is
shut that
unreliable on
game
that.
out.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, they should have. I don't know why I don't know. We were having trouble running really well anyways. I don't know why you would run a play straight ahead up the middle and expect to get major yardage out of it.
Yeah, especially when you're on the half-yard line.
Oh, come on, dude. It's two people watch. Come on, we're not boring over here. We're not boring. We're exciting. Get in here, jerks. All right. That's it. Wentz fumbled as usual. Their defense, Davis was a start, 2 sacks. I'm going to move on to the next game because we've been on this game a while. John, any final thoughts? Because you were there, baby. You were there, baby.
It was just absolutely mind-blowing. I have to send you a picture. You can see the start of the fourth quarter was just all Eagles fans left in the stadium. It was great.
I can't wait to see it. The stuff. We're going to move on to the Atlanta Seahawks game. John, anything to say before I start any of these stats? Your thoughts?
I honestly haven't looked at any box scores, really. I'm not going to lie. I got home last night about 8 o'clock and I was ready for bed. So
come on, Curtis and Mr. Morales. You guys need to call people, call the neighbors. It's time.
So
yeah, time for them to get on board.
Floor is yours, Mikey.
Okay, Mariota. He went 13 of 20, 229 touchdown and interception. He got sacked 3 times for a 22-yard loss. Not horrible, but not the greatest either. And Geno Smith opposite him. I'll do the quarterbacks together. He went 32 of 44. Once again, I think that's too many for Geno Smith. I think 44 attempts is too many. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, got sacked twice. He played better than Mariota if you just look at straight up stats. But, they just could not. I mean, their scoring was few and far between. The Seattle rushing attack, 112 yards combined with Penny leading the way with 14 carries, 66 yards, and he broke one for 14. But unfortunately, the rushing attack got them 0 touchdowns. I guess I'm going to do it back and forth. It's better that way. Atlanta rushing. I mean, Patterson was unstoppable. 17 carries for 141 yards and a touchdown, plus that beautiful one that he broke off. That was 40 yards. Perfect. Algier was there, 6 carries, rushing 25 yards. Great compliment with Mariota, only getting a couple yards. So it wasn't bad. He had 31 attempts, 179, 2 touchdowns. Seattle 23 at 112. Yeah, nobody scoring TDs. Receiving wise, Pitts and London, and they're all okay receivers. I don't see Kyle Pitts as a number 1 receiver, but that's just me. They had 13 receptions as a group, 229 yards with, like I said, Pitts leading the way. I don't know how I feel about him. Seattle receiver, Lockett and Metcalf did their normal stuff, 60. I mean, not over 100, but 76 and 64 respectively. Plus, you had Parkinson and Disley and Goodwin and Fant and Dallas. He spread it around. He spread it around for the 325. Yeah, that's it. I mean, Mariota fumbled. Seattle did not fumble, but they pulled out the game, though. John?
Yeah, I like I said, I didn't really watch many highlights. I'm not gonna lie, I'm slacking. But given the fact I was at the game and I didn't have really good reception coming home on the bus, I couldn't really catch up on things. Plus, I just had work at 11:38, so I didn't do my homework. I'm sorry, failed me.
You're fine. We'll move on. Moving on to the next game. We'll try to get through these a teeny bit faster. So move on to the Rams Cardinals, John. What do you got to say?
I mean, from what I saw, Cooper Kupp thing scored another touchdown. Had a 20-yard rushing and 33 yards receiving. Not the biggest day, but effective day. Cam Akers seemed like he had a decent game on the ground. And then you just got the defense probably stepped up. If they're going to hold a high-powered offense like Arizona at 12 points, so.
People are going to tell you, though, that the 49 or the Arizona Cardinals got injuries, which they do have.
Oh, so a lot of teams are getting banged up right now. That's the sad part.
I mean, they didn't have – did A.J. Green and Williams, did they actually last the whole game? Because they only had 3 targets combined. I think they went out with injuries. Didn't they?
Think so?
No, I don't remember it.
Well, Hopkins is still suspended.
Oh, that's right.
Zach Ertz has been iffy. He's been in and out. AJ Green's getting older. They really don't have much more.
Here we are again. Stafford, 18 of 25, 249 passing. He got sacked once. I mean, that's not Stafford stats, at least not Stafford stats from last year. Maybe he's still just getting his, he was injured. Maybe he's just coming back. He needs a couple games to get his flow started again. Kyler Murray, 58 attempts. Are you kidding me? pass happy league. I totally get it. But
58
58
pass
attempts, I mean,
Wow.
that's the worst. 314 yards. You got sacked twice. Yeah, but he didn't score. I mean, you can throw it. I mean, yeah, he threw it and he didn't create any problems. Neither of them did. Neither of them had touchdowns or interceptions. Pretty
Wow.
sad. Arizona's rushing. I mean, Connor with 39 yards on 13 carries, really? I mean, that's not going to get it done. They ended up with 70 yards on the ground on 21 carries. And yet the rushing for the Rams was a little bit better, but not the greatest. Cam Akers, like John already talked about, combined with Cup, who only had, well, Cup doesn't run a lot. So I don't know why I was looking at rushing. But anyways, it was 20 carries for 100 yards on the ground for the 2 touchdowns for the Rams, which was good. But you think of them more in the air. Talking about receiving, Cup had 4 for 44 yards. That's not like him. He only had 6 targets. So, but everybody, how does Squarnan, I don't know how to pronounce that dude's name.
Oh, yeah, let me.
Skowronek. Sorry.
I think he's a rookie.
Oh.
So
he had 66 yards. Higbee had 61. Cup had 44. Blanton with 28. Powell with 27. And Robinson the second on 23. I mean, they spread the ball around. Definitely. They spread the ball around. 18 receptions for a total of 249 among the team. I'm used to seeing Cup way up there. So I'm always I think 100 yards average per game is usually like I like to see because he's that dynamic. Best receiver in the league, in my opinion, the best receiver in the league. And I'll get flack for that, but he is. Cup is amazing.
Oh, Cup's hands down top 2 wide receiver in the game today.
Exactly.
So you're not wrong about that.
No, no, I mean, we agree on that. Brown had a beautiful receiving night as well over the Arizona side, 14 for 140. No touchdowns on 17 targets, not bad. Dortch, 9 for 80 yards, not bad either. You had Zach Ertz with 6 for 45, as well. And Connor and Becca or Sell. I need my glasses over here, guys. Yeah, they added in. So they had 37 receptions for 314, but they couldn't get it in the in the end zone. That's the problem.
Yeah, but like you said though, like it's crazy to think that someone had 58 pass attempts and didn't score 1 touchdown.
That's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, sack wise and all that for just for defensive. It's Aaron Donald. Lewis both had a sack. Those 2 guys are explosive, especially Darnold. Mm-hmm. So over on the Browns side, you had who got a sack? JJ Watt got a sack. Doesn't surprise me. Again, he's lost a couple steps, but he's still effective as a rusher. That's all I have to say about that game.
Yeah, Watt had only sacked the whole entire game for his own, so he's still doing something right.
Exactly.
So.
Current game, everybody, in case you're not watching it, Dallas is up 6-3. They have 4th and 3. Dallas does at the New York Giant 10. So that's where they are there.
I haven't turned it on yet. I'm sitting in darkness.
I'll try to speed this up, folks. I'm sorry. Jaguars, Chargers. Chargers are hurting big time.
Justin Hewitt. With Justin Hewitt playing with that cracked ribs.
Got cracked ribs. You got that. It's not just him that's out. There's a bunch of people out for them as well. I mean, they've really been hit by the injury bug.
Keenan Allen didn't play again yesterday.
25 of 45. Herbert had. Is that how you say it? It's Herbert?
Yeah, Justin Herbert. You're right.
25 45 for 297, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Was only sacked once. It's not bad, but Trevor Lawrence is now proving why he was taken number 1 under Peterson. I'll tell you. 29 of 39, 262. 3 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks. Wow, what a turnaround with a new coach. What a turnaround.
Oh, well, Doug Peterson, that's where you got to give Doug Peterson credit because being a quarterback in the league, he can go in and teach these young guys how to play. You see what he did with Wentz's rookie year. Like Doug Peterson's a hell of a coach.
Just like, I just want to acknowledge Curtis. I know that's a thing. I will, but, there could be an issue with us using his backgrounds. I don't know yet about that, so I'll try to see if I can get an Eagles one back there. I think I can use it under fair use, but I'm not sure. Rushing the Chargers rushing. I might not even well talk about it. They had 12 carries for 26 yards. Awful. Meanwhile, Jacksonville, They ran for 151 yards on 36 carries with a TD. The one big one, 50 yards, that was by Robinson, who had a pretty good day. 17 for 100 yards and a touchdown. Broke that big one. Then you had his name, a 10. See, I don't know. Somebody's like Etman. I don't know. Junior. Sorry, guys.
Travis Etienne. He's a second-year player. Him and Trevor Lawrence were actually teammates at Clemson. They were drafted the same draft. Lawrence was the first-round pick, and Etienne was later in the first round. But they were drafted the same draft.
We had 13 carries, 45 yards. Not a ton per rush, but at least he had the yards. The rest of them, Lawrence isn't even running as much as he did last year, which I think will improve his game. I know he's fast, but he doesn't need to be running around. Jalen Hurts, I think, he bails on plays a little too soon. But that's just me. Johnny mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
So on the other side, like I said, the Rams, and with broken ribs, why are you letting Herbert throw 45 attempts? Yeah. I mean, the rushing game was anemic, but you need to come up with something for your wide receivers to maybe carry the ball. You got to do something, run an end around or something with the receiver, because rushing you can't win with 26 yards. I'm sorry.
You're right.
You got broken ribs, 45 yards. What are you going to do? Receiving wise, I mean, it was, Jones had a great day, 10 at 85, a touchdown. Kirk, 6 of 72. Jones Jr., 33. Etienne Jr., on top of his rushing, he did, what I mean? He ran. That's what you got to do. Chargers should look at that when they ran him. I mean, yeah.
Kirk had a touchdown too, by the way.
Who?
Christian Kirk on Jones.
Oh yeah, I missed it. Yeah, Jones, Kirk, and Jones Jr. They all had it. 3 of them. Receiving for the receivers was for the Chargers. Palmer, 99 yards on 9 targets out of 6 receptions. Guyton had 64 yards on 2 receptions. Once again, it was spread around not bad by the Chargers. You had Eckler with 48 on 8 targets, 8 targets, 31. Carter, 4 targets, 25. So he spread it around. I'm not going to continue to go down each individual stat, but
the crazy thing is, looking at that stat sheet, Mike Williams, who is your number 2, now your number 1, because Keenan Allen's been hurt, 1 reception.
Right.
Like, you can't have that. Like,
no, you can't.
He's supposed to be your number 1 wide receiver, 1 reception on 6 targets.
It's not going to happen then. It's not going to happen.
You need Mike Williams to have at least 5-6 catches a game and put up more than 15 yards? Yeah, he had one catch for 15 yards and 1 touchdown. Like, to be a number 1 wide receiver, you can't do this in this league nowadays.
All right, folks. No, go ahead, John. Sorry.
I said, unless it's just a whole missing Keenan Allen aspect of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. If I start missing games, folks, at the end here, because unfortunately on my wife's ride to work, and I have to leave in about a half an hour. So I'll try to move these along. I wish we could spend a little more time on each one, but when John and I talked about doing this segment, we were going to keep it, not a ton to each team. So the next one are the Saints and Carolina. John, you have the floor, sir. 14-22 loss to the Carolina Panthers. The Saints lost, of course.
Let me pull up the box score so I can see what I'm talking about. So not sound like a fool. I know if Lilo's in here, he's going to chirp in because I know he can't be too happy because you have.
I like the Saints, by the way, over Carolina.
Yeah, you have your offense causing more turnovers and Panthers getting a touchdown on a fumble recovery. Mark Ingram, I didn't even know he still played. Apparently had a rushing touchdown. Yeah, Marcus Callaway had a touchdown, but Jameis Winston, again, 25 of 41 for 353, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. That's not going to do much good. Like, you can't turn the ball over.
I agree with John.
Nowadays, Kamara, 15 carries for 61 yards. I mean, he's been banged up, so the average, 4 yards a carry when you're injured is not bad. Chris Olave, who is the rookie wide receiver at Ohio State, big game. We had 9 catches for 147.
Where are you looking at that at?
In the box score.
Oh, you're done at receiving. I usually cover passing, rushing, then receiving.
Well, I'm just naming the top performers.
No, go ahead, John. No, you go with this one. By the way, guys, love Alvin Kamara as a running back. He had 15 carries for 61 yards, broke one for 27. But let me tell you something. Kamara, I love him. I I do.
I mean, I'm actually kind of so surprised to see him playing due to his legal trouble he's in right now. But we're not going to talk about that. That's not our business. But
Yeah,
then
go
you
ahead,
flip,
John.
but then you flip the coin. Baker Mayfield didn't really have the best of days. He flew into 50% for 12, 25, 170 and the touchdown. I mean, got the job
So
done.
at least he kept it pretty clean. The only thing is Baker Mayfield. Here's the opposite. I think he should have 5 or 6 more passes a game. He should be around 30,
Yeah.
30 a game. He's
Well,
young. There's no way to put a restriction on him or anything.
yeah, but if you have a healthy run game with Christian McCaffrey, then that takes a little
No.
bit of pressure off of Baker Mayfield.
By the way, folks, I have an itchy nose. I don't want anybody to think that I'm doing cocaine here. I am not.
Okay. Chris McCaffrey had 25 carries for 108 yards, so over 5 yards carry, not bad.
Not bad.
And then the new wide receiver they just got from Jacksonville, Leon Sherritt Jr., had 2 receptions for 90 yards and a touchdown. So
making an immediate impact. An immediate impact.
Which I thought he would. I mean, he's a go-to deep threat that Carolina has needed since they really only have Robbie Anderson. So
check out over there. Check out on New Orleans side. Man, they had everything going with their receivers. I'm surprised they lost. Look, you have Olave with 147 yards on 13 targets. You got Smith with 105 yards, 5 targets. I mean, those aren't bad stats.
No, but
I mean,
if you look right underneath that, though, your number 1 and number 2 wide receivers, Michael Thomas only 5 catches for 49, and Jarvis Landry, he just got from Cleveland, 2 catches for 22 yards.
those guys are learning the system. I mean, you mean they just came over? Did he come over in the offseason?
Yeah, Landry just came. He came over this year. So, good evening, Matt. Welcome to Russo's Recap.
Matt, what is up? We need more people in here, Matt. Call your neighbors. Get them online.
Mike, I'm going to let you handle the next one because I'm going to go grab a sheet so we can also discuss our pick 'em a little fast.
That's tomorrow night, I thought.
No, we're doing trivia tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night's supposed to be us going over our picks.
No, we're doing it.
I'll talk to you about that later.
Okay.
Well, no, luckily Lalo's on. Mr. Morales is on. And
that's why I was going to grab it since if he's still here.
Did Curtis play along with us? Curtis, did you play along, make your picks last week?
No, it was me, Lalo, and Tyler.
There's the 4 of us.
Yeah.
Curtis, you got to get in here then about that. Picking your picks every week, straight up, no point spreads.
Nope.
We started doing that.
You want to go grab the sheet or no?
Yeah, go grab it.
All right, I'll be right back.
That's good. I'll keep going. That's about all I have to say about the Carolina game. That's all I really have to say about the Saints Carolina. I'm not a big Baker Mayfield fan. As a matter of fact, my friends were such what I call him Baker Mayday because I never thought that he would turn out. And so far, he only has had that one great season. So I could be right. Not the worst ever. Okay. By the way, let's see. Dallas is still up 6-3, 6:41 in the second quarter. Just to let you guys know, Dallas is still winning 6-3. All right, here's my games. Where'd you go? Here we go. Bengals and the Jets. Finally, Bengals going to win, but it's against the Jets.
Yeah, so I wouldn't really count that as a big morale booster.
Not a huge one. Burrow, 23 of 36, 275, 3 touchdowns. Got sacked twice. Pretty good. Pretty good, Mr. Burrow. Not the great, but pretty good. But, yeah, Flacco needs to retire or be like 5th string because he threw 52 times. That's right. Flacco threw it 52 times. What is that about? Holy cow. 2 picks, no touchdowns. Got sacked 4 times. Not going to win with those kind of stats, my friends. Not going to win. Rushing. I mean, Hall and Carter, 39 both, only for 76 yards total. Not much better on the Cincinnati side, 69 yards total, with Perrine being the one that rushed for 47, and you had Mixon for 24. Mm-hmm. Receiving-wise, Cincinnati receivers, yeah, they were okay. I mean, of course, Boyd and Higgins had great games, with all the touchdowns being scored in the air, so they weren't bad. On the receiver side over there with the Jets, Conklin, Wilson, put up Hall and Morrill. Even Davis only got 2 in there, but he got 27 yards out of it. Not bad per one. Most of that came on 1 pass, though. As for fumble-wise, Flacco fumbled 3 times and lost it twice. Mosley fumbled, and Fair Tucker fumbled. But fumbled 3 times, lost 2. I don't know why they do it that way. I don't know. I guess he recovered them, so whatever. So it's 3 fumbles, 2 lost. Other side, Chase fumbled. and Wilson fumbled. They recovered. Never mind. They
Mhm.
lost one and recovered 3 of them. As for the defense, I mean, 4 sacks. I mean, I don't know. Henderson had a nice day doing that, but not the kind of defense you want if you're going to try to go for the Super Bowl. Other side on the Jets defense, 2 sacks. You had Rankins and where's he at? Williams, and that's about it. About that.
I mean, Curtis agrees with us. He says it's not a big win for the Bengals. It's not. It's the Jets. So.
Oh, he's right. Oh, he's definitely right.
They're getting past the hangover little by little.
Exactly.
So.
What's next on our list? We're going to go to the Ravens-Patriots game. I love when the Patriots lose. Everybody knows that.
They didn't lose. I heard they got their butts kicked.
37-26 was the final, everybody. Jackson, 18-29 for 218, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick, sacked 4 times. A little surprising was mobility that he got sacked many times, but stuff happens. Mac Jones out for probably the most of the season now after getting injured. He was 22 of 32 for 3 picks, no touchdowns, sacked 3 times. And the high ankle sprain was confirmed today, and he's going to miss, so far what I heard, several games. So that sounds to me like at the earliest he'll be back halfway through the season probably with that kind of injury, unfortunately. So
luckily for them, they still have a veteran quarterback. So
who do they have over there? I don't even know. Who does New England have as their backup?
Brian Hoyer, last time I checked.
Oh, my God. Hoyer still plays? All right. Sorry, Mr. Hoyer, if you ever see this. Yeah, so, Mac Jones was having a bad day. You could tell that he probably wasn't himself. 3 picks, that's a lot on a guy that's his, second year in the league?
Second or third. But to his defense, like the wide receivers up there are so inconsistent.
True.
I mean, they traded a former first-round pick for a 7th-round pick. Like, come on.
True. They did get 3 touchdowns out of their backfield, though, which is pretty good. I mean, Stevenson was probably the best. I was 12 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown. But Harris and Jones also got their touchdowns. They ran for 145 yards on 28 carries. Not awful. Whereas you have over on the other side, you got 26 for 188 and a touchdown over there with Jackson, obviously rushing for a touchdown. I'm just surprised he got sacked 4 times. But other than that, J.K. Dobbins, I mean, those guys all, are all good. Hill, great.
No, Baltimore has a top 2 offense, so.
They do. I definitely don't, all that hype at the beginning of the season, I don't think New England's even going to make the playoffs, personally. Now, that could change, but with Mac Jones down, I just don't see it happening.
No, especially with Miami and Buffalo, top 2 teams right now.
So that's it. Receiving-wise, I mean, Parker going crazy, obviously, for the Patriots. 156 yards. Broke off a 40-yard one, 10 targets, not bad. And then you got Bourne, 58. Aguilar, 41. What? Aguilar. Stevenson, 28, and Smith, 25. So 321 on 22 on 32 targets for 22 receptions for that. Not bad. Other side over there, Baltimore. They had 218 yards receiving totally. Andrews and having the best game, obviously 89, 2 touchdowns on 13 targets. Bateman also fumbled. Don't want to lose fumbles. Turnovers are the main thing of the game. So that's what's up with that. Defense-wise, see the usual suspects. Wise had a game. Wise had a game, didn't he? 4 or 3 sacks.
Wow.
He had a game. On the other side, it was all like solo shots. You got Queen, Madibuk, whatever. I'm sorry, guys. Copeland, and that's all I have to say about that, John. What's going on with Belichick over there?
I don't know.
You think it's Mac Jones? It's going to be a big loss, right?
Well, you can look at Belichick, but you can also look at the fact that he doesn't have Josh McDaniels on his coaching staff anymore.
True.
A lot of people think Josh McDaniels kept that offense together, so because Belichick's been more of that defensive-minded coach for most of his career. So,
all right, I'm just getting your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, injuries don't help, but also when you lose one of your main coaches, the first couple of games are always rough because now the player has to learn how a new coaches and stuff like that. So, and it could be a new system. Don't know.
Just to post this up here, I just wanted you to know I also agree with you, Curtis, on this. It doesn't really prove much by beating, the Jets.
So,
Detroit, Minnesota, John, what you got for me?
I mean, from what I heard, Detroit was up for a while, but then Minnesota came back. So let me look at the box score. Hold on. I'm cheating.
All right, I got
But
the
yeah,
box score pulled up too to make sure I don't miss stuff.
okay.
I'll go quarterbacks. You can chime in. Goff, 25 of 41 yards. If you're going to throw it 41 times, they're both indoor teams, so I understand that, but not a big fan of players going over 40. But because Cousins older and Goff is older, but whatever. Man, I could be wrong on this. Maybe everybody's like, yeah, they should be throwing that many times. I just think you need a run game to win. Personally, Goff had 1 TD, 1 interception. Did not get sacked. Kirk Cousins, 24 of 41, 260, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Only sacked 1 time, so not bad. John, take it away from rushing, defense, receiving. All you, buddy.
Well, looking at this, Jamal Williams had 20 carries for 87 yards, 2 touchdowns. And on the other side, Dalvin Cook had 17 carries for 96 yards and a touchdown. Both pretty solid games, especially for Williams being a backup running back in Detroit. The DeAndre Swift, I mean, unless DeAndre Swift got hurt, it just wasn't being used much. No, Swift only had 7 carries for 31. So I don't know if you can see if Swift got hurt or not, but
I'll check it, but
so
I'll check it, but I don't think he's questionable. So yes, I guess he is injured. He's questionable next week.
Receiving wise, yeah, Josh Reynolds was a decent game, 6 catches for 96. Amon St. Brown proving all the haters wrong, who thought
That's
he
true.
wasn't a number 1 wide receiver. 6 catches for 73 yards. Kid's having a great start to the season. DJ Truck, 3 catches for 46 on 6 targets, not bad. TJ Hawkinson with 3 receptions for 18 and a touchdown. That's pretty solid tight end numbers for an offense that doesn't really use their tight end. So,
what about Minnesota, bud? What do you think about that, John? Minnesota's receiving.
I mean, again, where are your main hitters at? Like, sure, you got Adam Thielen with 6 catches, 61 yards, and a touchdown on 8 targets. A good day for him. But Justin Jefferson again, 3 receptions for 14 yards.
I know. What's going on with that?
And then,
I don't get it.
They were so high on Jalen Reagor, but they're not using them. 1 catch for 2 yards.
Well, we didn't use them that much either, John.
No, but
the Eagles didn't. The Eagles, everybody didn't use them, I thought.
But you think about like going to a new team, like you think that you would want to like prove yourself. When you're barely getting on the field, you're not going to prove yourself. I'm sorry.
He got booed out of Philly when they played him. But you're right, though. You can't have guys that are signing contracts are expected to do well and they're making 2 yards.
I mean, the first round talent. So they're all first round picks.
Hey, Curtis, I agree, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, sure. But when you have dynamic weapons and some of these teams have 2, 3, 4 solid wide receivers, like 1 or 2 should be able to break out.
You would think so. You would think so. Curtis makes a great point there. Great point.
Look at Philly. They had Devontae Smith ball yesterday. He went all out. And then looking at this, KJ Osborne is Minnesota's slot receiver, and he's your leading receiver yesterday.
And that's crazy.
And
not to mention,
receiver, so
I just want to say there is no pressure from Minnesota's defense on Detroit at all. I mean, at all. They barely did anything. Not much done. Detroit, they only had 1 sack. So neither team really put up much of a fight when it came to pressure. They might have pressured, but no, you're not going to have those. Yeah, that's why. Not going to have those numbers if you're not getting pressure. You'd be even worse.
Like I said, being at the games, hard to watch games on your phone, but because you're so intense. But I heard Detroit gave this game away.
That's what I heard as well. I did not watch unfortunately, I didn't watch the highlights or anything on that one, guys. So I apologize about that one. Moving over. Oh, sorry, John. Go ahead.
My last thing is about to say that if Detroit pulls that win out, they put the NFC North on notice.
Yes, exactly.
But now it's a whole wide open division again.
Well, I don't like the fact that Detroit, because they did the hard knocks thing. They talked about being physical. Okay. They were in the Eagles game. I totally get that. But they've had 2 straight losses now.
What?
So come on. I mean, getting physical is one thing, but winning is another thing. Come on.
Can we talk about one specific game before you got to go?
Which was that?
I know Curtis wants to talk about it. How about the Miami Dolphins?
Damn it! I was at the. Oh, is that?
Huh?
You mean the Buffalo game? That's the next game I had up.
All right, well, I can roll that one out.
Roll it out, John. Roll it out, buddy.
I mean, this from what I could tell, this was an absurd game. Tulu gets knocked out in the second quarter with concussion. So, like I said, we talk about this one. We're going to get Curtis to chime in. So,
Oh shit! No, I didn't mean to take that off. Sorry, Curtis.
He's right there. It was a good game, but it had a couple sloppy moments, and now the league's actually investigating the Dolphins because Tua took a really nasty hit, got evaluated for a concussion, and then came back in the game. If you watch the highlight, there's no way he should have been back in that game.
Well, I'll say one thing for the record. I don't think Tua is the solution to Miami. I know my Miami fans are going to rip me good for that one, but he had that. I'm sorry. It's just his hip got injured in college. He missed the rest, with that injury. It's tough to come back from that. And I'm not saying it's his hips that are bothering him, but now he's got ankles. I know. By the way, Curtis, you're right. This is media reporting very badly. He did not have a head injury. I know that was reported today, but I heard he has ankle issues and back issues, and I just worry that he's going to that he's a little fragile. I don't know. I mean, we're third game in, and he's already banged up a lot, but they're 3-0.
How can you say he had a head injury, dude? He got up and took 2 steps and fell flat on his face.
No, Curtis is right. No, all the media reported that he was under concussion protocols. Curtis is exactly right. They kept reporting that, and it wasn't.
That's why they're investigating. If they find out that the medical staff lied, Miami's in a lot of trouble as it is with the offseason stuff they went through. Now you throw this in the mix.
Well, he's questionable for next week.
But the funniest part of that was watching Ken Dorsey, who is the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, lose his shit.
Oh, yeah. That was awesome.
I'm sorry I was donating for that, but that was hysterical.
And if you can get on YouTube, folks, or other sections of the internet, watch that meltdown because that coach had a good point. He drew up the perfect play, and they botched it.
Destroyed his computer and threw paper. Curtis is spot on with that. That was absolutely.
You already have that up?
Yeah, that was absolutely priceless.
You're right, Curtis. Yeah, it is like a little sissy girl, but the play he called wasn't a bad play. They just didn't get it completed.
Well, no, they got to complete it. They just ran out of time.
No. That's the game where they threw when he did that slant. I thought he was wide open. He just threw the ball short. Wasn't that the play? Am I thinking of another game?
No, this was. Yeah, you're probably thinking of another game, but
Curtis, is that what happened at the end, or am I wrong on this game? Is that another game where the guy rolled out and he was in the end zone and they threw it? I'll wait for Curtis. Curtis will let me know.
But then Miami had a blunder that game. They go to kick a punt, and the guy literally blocks it with his rear end, and he goes back in the end zone for a safety.
Crazy. That was crazy. There he is. They had to go back to the line, and they only had 5 seconds left to speak. Oh, sorry, Curtis. I was thinking of another game. I apologize. I mean,
if they spike the ball with even 1 second left, clock stops, Buffalo wins that game. Yeah, they were well within field goal range. So,
but look at this over here. Who's throwing 63 times a game? Come on, 63 times. I mean, their ground game is that suspect that he's got to throw it 63 times. I just don't see it.
Yeah, but look at the Russian attack, though. Even though 23 attempts for 115, that's still solid. It just means they fell behind and they were trying to catch back up. And when you fall behind in this league, what do you do?
John, 63 times, though, buddy. That's a lot of, in my opinion, a lot of pass.
Well, the offensive coordinator is also a former quarterback in the league who thinks he can still play.
Who?
Ken Dorsey.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
He was a Miami Hurricanes quarterback, and then he was out in San Francisco for a couple of years, played in Cleveland.
But take a look at this overall stats. I mean, the Miami Dolphins on this, even if you look at this paper, I mean, they only had 17 rushes for 41 yards, but got 2 touchdowns out of Edmonds, which is great. But Buffalo rushing, 115 on 23 carries. That's not going to, it's not going to help Allen at all. And like you just said, John, that forces them to continue to call pass plays.
Yeah.
Rushing wise, you can go you go, John. I'm not going to say anything more. You can go over the receiving, rushing, and your thoughts. I've got mine in there.
My biggest letdown so far for Miami's offense is Raheem Mostert. Yeah,
Right.
Paying all this guy all this money to come over from San Francisco. He's been non-existent. Chase Edmonds is not an everyday on back. You bring you bring Raheem Mostert over. He's supposed to be a powered, not nose runner, and he's 8 carries for 11 yards.
It's ridiculous. And look, Waddle has been outperforming Hill across the board.
Well, that's the Tyreek Hill effect. Because you're double, triple teaming Tyreek Hill because you think he's going to beat you. And then
how dogs are achieved the bats in football teams. That's awesome. I did not know that.
Huh?
That's cool. That's cool, John. That's cool. Have trained dogs do that, man. That's awesome.
There's some teams that sort of do it. So
that's cool. So go over, man. Waddle's been the man.
Oh, Waddle's been another 100-yard receiving game.
He's got 19 on the season. He's got 19 receptions for 342 yards, 3 TDs. He's averaging 18 yards a carry. Can't ask much more than that.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing.
No, what, TikTok's disagreeing?
No, that's what Matt was saying when he found that stuff. TikTok.
I find it suspect, Matt. No,
but then look at Tyreek Hill stats: 21 catches to 317 and 2 touchdowns. So Waddle and Hill are both going off so far.
Well, Hill's not that. Wait, you mean Hill?
Yeah, I'm saying for the season.
Pulling it up. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't across the board. For some reason, I guess before I looked at it, I thought that that Waddle was outperforming him.
Yeah, it's just they're explosive. They complement each other very well.
No, I got you. I mean, Miami, let's see. Well, in Buffalo, he spreads the ball around a lot. Singletary led the way with McCann. They were all top 3 in the 70s, but that's just you can't fumble it 3 times either. So.
No, turnovers never win you any game. So
four fumbles in that game. They lost 1, luckily recovered 3. So I don't know what's up with that. And the defense, I mean, Miami's defense did pretty good. I mean, well, it says only 1 sack, but for some reason, when you look at the Miami defense,
it says 4.
Yeah, it says they have 4, but yet that's weird because
you had Jay Holland with a sack and a half, Jay Baker with a half sack.
That's 2.
And then Mark Ingram had
2.
Melvin Ingram had 2 sacks.
Right. But if you go up to the stats, though, it shows Tagovailoa, whatever his name is. I can't pronounce stuff. Sorry, guys. He only got sacked once according to this. So, and then Bridgewater got sacked once. That's only 2 sacks.
Yeah, so but now look at Josh Allen.
Oh, 4 times. Oh, sorry, John. I was reading the wrong stats on the other side. I suck, everybody. Don't come back to recap. Sorry, guys. I didn't expect. Sorry about that. But yeah, that was a shocker. It is, but Miami's got to clean some stuff up if they want to compete. I mean, they're 3-0. I get that, but I think Buffalo beats them at home next time.
Yeah, well, playing in Buffalo is a whole different story.
In Buffalo is craziness.
It was absolutely mind blowing. I was up there a couple years ago.
Awesome. So, John, before I leave here in 10 minutes, we got the Colts, Chiefs, Titans, Raiders, Bears, Texans. We already did the Eagles, Steelers, Browns. Which game there do you want to do? By the way, everybody, talking about anemic offenses, the Cowboys are still winning 6-3 and have 10 seconds left in the half. Pretty sad.
I mean, if you ask me, I hope those 2 teams just don't even go up the second half. But
Dallas passing 7 of 13 so far for 69 yards, and Jones is 11 of 19 for 110 yards. The New York Jones has been sacked 3 times, whereas Dallas's rush boy hasn't been sacked at all so far in the game.
Good old Cooper Rush.
Look at Saquon Barkley, not doing much right now. Pollard and Elliott are doing more.
Yeah. Good night, Curtis. Have a good night. Thanks for popping in. Mike appreciates the support.
Thank you, Curtis. I appreciate you stopping in. I know it was a short thing, but thank you so much for that. I appreciate it.
Short thing. You've been on for over now. Mike, you're killing it.
Yeah, but I was going over the game slow. We had up to 5 people at one point. I don't even know if Lalo's still on. Mr. Morales, as I call him.
Hmm.
He doesn't seem to be here. That's sad.
He looks. He hangs out.
It's all right. He hung out for a little bit. I like that guy. That's why. And he's supposed to be here to do the picks at the end. He's nowhere to be found. Okay, so those are the remaining games, John. Any final game you want with me before I jet out of here? Like I said, Colts, Chiefs. Matt's still here. Thanks,
Yeah,
Matt.
Matt's still here.
Matt, did you do picks with us last week?
No.
No, that's right. Matt did not. Could join anytime.
The rest of the games weren't really mind worth talking about, really, honestly.
Well, the Colts Chiefs was an upset.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't see that one coming, but
Titans got lucky. Raiders are playing like crap.
no, the Raiders are so underperforming right now. So, but if you want me to tell you the results real quick, I can tell you.
Go on. I got about 5 minutes, John. Go for it, buddy.
All right, well, me and Lalo tied for last. We going into tonight, we both only had 5 right and 10 wrong. So we picked out a whopping 33% correction percentage. You were 7 of 8. You had 7 right and 8 wrong.
Yeah, I know, because of all the upsets. I took too many favorites.
47%. So if the Giants win tonight, you still break even at 50-50, which is still a good week. And then the winner of the pack, even though he's not in the chat, is Mr. Tyler. 9 right and 5 wrong.
Ooh.
For a nice 60%.
That bastard.
So, Tyler, if you're watching or watch this later, congratulations. You're the winner of our first week of the Pick'em stats.
Yes.
No matter if Mike wins tonight or not, because Tyler has the Giants also.
Well, we're running it for totals, but Matt, if you want to jump in here, buddy, Matt, you can predict all the upcoming games with us. That if you're still, want to do that and go over it, there's no point spread whatsoever. I said this at the beginning of the video, but come along, pick what it is straight up, and join in there, man.
Yeah, I just write it down and I can put it on my new Discord I got, and then we can keep it going on there. Because I'm trying to switch gears a little bit with the channel, so.
Oh, I know, John. You've got going on. Well, everybody, trivia night's tomorrow.
Trip twos, we're calling it.
I guess we're doing the footballs. Maybe John might do this on Mondays now. An hour, a little over an hour. We might make a Monday thing. I think is what we're going for, right, John?
Yeah.
So we're gonna try.
When you get back from taking your wife to work, give me a call. We'll discuss everything.
Okay. Damn it. Okay. We'll talk about everything. I got a jet here in 2 minutes, so I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks, everybody, for stopping in. I know some people are gone now. Like I said, Matt, if you're still in here, which I think you are, pick the game straight up. Which ones you want. John will put you on the sheet. We'll call out weekly winners. And okay, John, Matt wants you to tell him we're at work.
I got him.
Sorry, Matt, I was trying to explain it here, but I totally get it. John can run it down for you. The picks are fine till Thursday. So if he wants to jump in, John will say a shout out for you and put up your picks. So no problem doing that.
We'll get it taken care of. And you have to say, Mr. Russo, I appreciate you starting the show tonight. I think you did a phenomenal job.
I tried.
I mean, it is nerve-wracking being by yourself. Just remember that.
Look at his sunburn I talked about at the beginning of the show. Look, only I do that.
You got something.
Oh, my God. Look at you. You look like Santa Claus, dude. What's with that nose? Rudolph. I should say Rudolph. Yeah, you're Rudolph nose right there, buddy. You can light the way. Everybody, thanks for the 2 people that are left. 5 people liked it. We appreciate all that stuff. Like I said,
support is greatly appreciated.
We're doing the, we're probably going to lock in. John and I have to talk about what day, if Monday is going to be the permanent day. Like I said, we're going to be doing that hopefully starting next week about the everybody going for the Madden game. John and I have to work out some details. I kind of put that out there without totally telling my plan to John because we had talked about it. But more details coming.
But like I said, when you get back from taking your wife to work, don't fall asleep right away. Give me a call. We'll go over everything.
All right. Sounds good, John. Hey, everybody, take care. John.